How you doing? My name is Joseph Googie, one of the co-founders of Pre-PT Grind, and this is... What's your name, bro?
I just knocked the thing over.
Yo, what's your name?
I am Dwayne Haskins. I go by DJ usually, so you may have heard my name before. I went through all of undergrad with this guy.
We made
Been
it
on a journey
together.
since before he had this on his chin.
Yo, I had nothing. I like literally, it was this right here. It's nothing. No chin hair.
I definitely didn't have. I don't think I had this.
I hadn't had like my first fade yet. Anyway, man. So really, DJ right now is a physical therapist like myself because we went through the same PT program. We went through undergrad together. Ariana, how you doing? Bree, good to see you. Patricia, how you doing? Good to see you guys. If you're here, comment below. Let us know that you're here. Alan, good to see you as well. So Dwayne
My
is
boy, F. Scott.
Oh, F. Scott Field, what's up, F. Scott? How you doing, brother? How you doing, man?
It's all love, baby.
Listen. So DJ is a physical therapist. Him and his wife just moved here from New Mexico. They're here in Tampa. They got tired of the desert, so they decided to come down here where we have nothing but humidity and beaches. That's all we got. But tonight I wanted to bring DJ on here live. For a reason. It's because of DJ's story. I only know this story because I've known this guy and his wife since we were freshmen in college, and so I got to watch it in real time. It's kind of wild. Huh? It's wild, man.
We getting old.
Yo, we are still young. I believe we are young. But honestly, like, it's a story that a lot of you are going to relate with. A lot of you do relate with. How you doing, Damien? Good to see you. It's a story that really embodies the struggle of going through the pre-PT journey. And I know a lot of students on here, you might be included, have gone through the process of just not even applying. Let's not even get there first. Just dealing with the struggle of having classes that we've taken, maybe rough semesters. Robin, how you doing? Rough semesters that we've had during our journey. I know some of you are non-traditional, and so you just have a history that seems to just follow you like a cloud. And so now, as you're getting ready to apply, as you're working towards getting into PT school, it just feels like, man, like, I can't seem to get away from it. And so DJ's story really embodies that, and I wanted to share it with you tonight. But really to encourage you, give you a lot of hope, because really the reason why Pre-PT Grind exists is to show you that it is possible to get into PT school. If you have a dying passion to serve people, regardless of what the past is academically, regardless of where you're at. Now, it might mean we might need to switch a few things and work on a few things just to make sure you're a better applicant. But honestly, English major here, several extra semesters of math and science courses required. Well, F. Scott, there you go. There you go. And F. Scott's an amazing physical therapist, but really to show you that it is absolutely possible. And
he's a great friend.
And friend. Fantastic friend. And it is possible to get through it, to make sure that even when the semesters go to crap, that you're going to be all right. So our story, we're going to dive in because we know it's late. And if you have any questions, dive in. But if you are watching right now, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching on replay, if you have at some point felt like your academic history, whether it's your GPA, whether it's the GREs that you've taken before, anything that you have done before this point, if you feel like it would have limited you or will limit you if you are applying right now to applying into PT school, if you have had any, because I felt that. I know DJ's felt that. He's going to share that with his story. I know his wife, who's a PT, has felt that. I know a lot of you have felt that as well. But if you have ever found yourself in that position, just let us know in the comments below. Be like, me. I mean, you don't got to tell us all the details. You don't got to really tell. But just if you felt that, yo, Robin, I hear you. And I know Robin's journey. You're going to be hearing from Robin soon, by the way. Calling you out, my friend. But her story is absolutely amazing. But if you have found yourself in that position, comment below. Let us know. Be like, hey, I've been there. I've understood. And if you're listening to DJ's story and you're like, yo, that is me, also let us know so that we can reach out to you and make sure that you are served. Jordan Black, good to see you. All right, DJ, start us from the beginning. Man. It's freshman year. We come in hot. We're excited to get into PT school, and who knows how many years after we start that journey. Honestly, at the time, you were doing a lot of different things on campus and then trying. What's up, Art? Oh, yes, for sure. And so you were doing a lot of things on campus. You were in a relationship. Just kind of take us there and how it ultimately evolved into what happened at the end of freshman year and what it did to our circle of friends.
Wow. Well, let's jump right in then. Well, first off, I'll say, as far as college is concerned, it wasn't always something that I expected to do. I grew up in a very poor family. For part of my childhood, we were homeless. I grew up in a poor community, poor education systems, and really a lack of representation of minorities that have been successful. So the idea of, I guess, successful as in become professionals. So the idea of going to college, let alone grad school, was a foreign idea until late in high school. When I had some people that really, punched that into my brain as far as, listen, no, you have that ability. It is possible for something for you to achieve. And you're smart enough, you're worthy of it. And that really helped. But got to Andrews University, where I met my boy Joseph in the dorm when we were two young, immature kids.
I had no beard, no facial hair at the time.
And, the journey began. It happened so fast. I remember the first day at Andrews University when we linked with all the other pre-physical therapy students. And we talked about what we hope to achieve starting that journey. Well, it seemed like it was about to go pew and take off in the right direction, but it slowly and gradually went downhill for me. So slow that I didn't even realize it until the end of freshman year.
Wow.
At the end of freshman year, just to kind of give you what to expect, we had a review with our advisor as far as where we are, as far as being on track to get into PT school, based on the requirements for our school, or the school that we were intending to apply to. And it turned out that I wasn't on track. And what happened? So now we rewind it, right? So what happened basically is I took on a lot. First off, I was in a relationship. I had a girlfriend who is now my wife.
Hey.
At the time when we started college.
How long y'all been together?
And now, as of this month, we've been together 10 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. Like an old married couple,
we started dating in high school. And so when we started freshman year, we had been dating for about 3 years. We had been dating about 3 years. And so I was very dedicated to this relationship.
What's up, Adam Mondak? How you doing?
My boy.
Good to see you.
He was part of the journey, too.
Yeah. We got Ben Lee. We got Gia. We got Aisha. We got Awele. Good to see all of you. Go on right ahead, bro.
What's up, Ben? And pretty much, I was very dedicated to her. I wanted to make sure that our relationship succeeded. But I also, because I come from a poor family, I'm also the first person in my family to go to college and grad school, obviously. And so I didn't really have the guidance of anyone as far as what steps I should take, what I should be on the lookout for, people that I should be aware of on my journey, the right people to get associated with and the wrong people to stay away from. And so, embarking on that journey, I immediately took on way too much. One, I had a girlfriend. I love her. My wife now.
At least that worked out because they got married.
Right? So because my family was poor, I had to work. And so I took on a job. I was working 20 to 25 hours a week. And then I ended up playing basketball for our college freshman year. And that was, practice. We had 2 hours every evening.
You can't tell he's pretty tall. I'm not that small. If you've never met me, I'm not like 5'1".
And so we, I started playing ball for our school, and we had practice 2 hours every evening. I think it was like 5 to 7 or 7 to 9, I think, when we had practice. And then days we'd have games. That was like a 4 to 5 hour commitment in the evenings after class when you're supposed to be studying. If we had away games, we'd be going from Michigan to like Ohio to Illinois to Wisconsin, Indiana, so sometimes we'd have like 4 or 5 hour trips. Actually, I don't know if you remember this. It's a story I've told before, but funny story for you guys, right? We had a trip one time to Ohio. I think we went to Cleveland, so it was like a 4 hour trip.
That time you had exams the next. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Ignore that. Go on.
We went to Cleveland, and we ended up winning the game, thankfully. And I was like, man, I'm going to study on the way back. Well, the bus was way too hype, so there was no studying to be done. We got back to school, or to our campus, by I think it was like 3 a.m. in the morning. It was insane. We had a test the next day in anatomy.
What time? Tell them.
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
5 hours till test time, right? And
how much study had you done, sir?
This is part of my slow downfall, by the way. All right. And so I was like, listen, I can't go to sleep. I got to stay up because I got to study, right? So all-nighter. After having traveled for 8 hours that day, having played a basketball game, having went to class earlier in the day, I was exhausted. So I studied. About 30 minutes before the class, I went, got some food, I ate, walked over to the science building, took the test, and took a nap during the test. Your boy was exhausted. Literally,
just fell asleep.
I was like, listen, I'm just going to put my head down. I'm going to think a little bit. I put my head down. And next thing I knew, I woke up.
Exam was almost done.
And the test was basically over. The whole class was empty except for like 5 or 7 people. And I tried to fill in as much as I could and took a huge L.
What's the score?
Is that right on the screen? Is that an L?
There it is.
L?
Try both.
Either way, I took a huge L on that exam. I don't even remember. I think I got like a 46% or something like that on that test.
That's no.
It was insane. And that was pretty much the way my freshman year went, right? Like taking L's left and right on the test and just not having the time, the energy, the ability to really put in that focus on reaching that goal. And it started to take its toll. My GPA went poop, 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 right? My time, I wasn't spending as much time with my core group. Adam, who's on right now, Joseph, and my wife, Gabby. You know, I wasn't studying with them. They were always studying together, and I was never anywhere to be found. And then, like I said, we came to the end of that year, and I thought I was doing all right because I had a few decent grades in the other classes that I was taking. But anatomy was, that grade was poop. Yeah. Turns out that I was wrong. Turns out that I wasn't on track. And my advisor sat me down and was pretty much like, you're not going to make it into PT school at this point. Not only that, she told me that I pretty much needed to stop playing basketball. Because pretty much since she had been there, no one that was pre-PT that played basketball for our school had ever made it into the program. At least they had never made it in on time. They had to come back, and do some prereqs, for a year or two. But none of them, and apply multiple times. But
before you even jump in further, like, first of all, like, how many of you have been told, and hopefully no one in this group, but if you are in this group, comment below, like, how many of you have been told or know somebody, let's make it even more general, or know somebody that has been told that they cannot get into PT school, whether it's because of grades, whether it's GPA, circumstances, certain things. Like, someone just said, you know what, like, at this rate, you're not even going to make it. Because what DJ was told ultimately became the very reason why we even started what is now pre-PT grind, because a lot of other students were told the same thing. A lot of other students had different stumbling blocks along the way, and they just decided to pull the plug. DJ clearly didn't, because he's a PT today. But how many of you either know somebody that has been told that they cannot get into PT school, or their chances of getting into PT school are very slim, or you yourself were told the very same thing? You can comment below. Let us know whether you're team live, whether you're on team replay. Let us know, because there's a lot of people. Matthew, how you doing? Adam, good to see you. Isaac, good to see you. But there's a lot of people that are being told that, and that's frustrating. Now, for DJ, it was a wake-up call. Don't get me wrong. So for him, it actually kind of got him, to lock in. But for a lot of other students, there's not the same level of support. He had a support system around him. He had myself. He had his now wife. He had Adam Mondak, who's on here. Like, if you guys have listened to our podcast, it's I think like episode 20. We all talk about how we were our own pre-PT dream team.
Squad.
Like, the entire journey. So he had other people that were like, yo, DJ, you got to get in. Because we have a pact amongst each other. We all, like, literally, our goal was to get all accepted together. All of us, like, our goal was to get accepted together. Angelica, how you doing? Matthew, how you doing? Like, biggest thing was like, we're like, yo, we got to get into PT school together. We don't just want to pass anatomy together. We don't just want to pass physics and whatever else. Like, we got to get accepted together. We got to be part of the same cohort. I actually remember one time we were sitting one of the buildings. It's one of the, like it had like a walkway in between like an old part of the building and a newer part. And we sat there and we were all talking amongst each other. Not necessarily saying that we didn't think DJ was going to get in, but we were like wondering, like, yo, shoot, like, what goes down if he doesn't? No, you were there. You were there. Like, bottom line is we were like, yo, like, we got to get this cat in. Like, we got to do whatever we have to do. And for us, it was like taking it upon ourselves. We're like, yo, we got to do whatever we got to do to get my man in because of how hard his first year was. But you had that wake up call, DJ. What happened next? So you were told, okay, honestly, your chances of getting into PT school are pretty slim. Number two, well, you should probably drop basketball because a lot of other people that have tried it really haven't gotten. Like, what did you do after that?
Yeah, well, I had some options. I mean, part of it, I could have chose a different route. I could have went a different major. I could have, felt defeated. Yeah. But I looked at it as, well, if there's even a small % chance, that I can do it and I know this is what I want to do, because of my prior experience with having physical therapy. I tore my ACL in high school. Funny enough, after that year of freshman year, I tore my ACL, so I couldn't play basketball if I wanted to. So maybe that was a godsend. Maybe that kept me out so that I could get my grades going. But
and that's something.
Yeah, so I didn't play sophomore year because I tore my ACL, and I looked at it like, listen, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna settle because I know that if I settle, I'm not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
And not only that, I, like you said, I was determined to get in with not only just Joseph and Adam, but with my girlfriend at the time, Gabby, my wife. Because
he's pointing that way because she's currently in the room over there.
She over there.
All right, go on. he's like, oh, they're like, yo, where's this cat pointing? Like, he's just.
And I knew it would put a huge strain on our relationship if we had to do long distance because I went to a different school. Yeah. If she had to go through that journey alone, even though we agreed to embark on it and reach that goal together. Yeah. So I had to lock in. That summer, I geared up. I worked, came back, and ready to do my thing. And that's what I had to do. But it wasn't just me. It was a lot of other external motivators along with the intrinsic ones that motivated me, knowing that I couldn't fail. Like, I was the first person in my family to go to college. I had to get this. I had to succeed. Not only that, I wanted to be there for my wife. I wanted to be there for my team. And as far as I know, I was told that was a huge motivation to them to, like, keep grinding. So it wasn't just for me.
It's true.
But I had to overcome my struggle and my hurdles because someone else needed to see that to be able to achieve their goals. And so for y'all, for all y'all that are watching, whether live or on the replay, team live, team replay, you, not just for you to reach your goals, but someone else is watching you. You really don't know this. At the time, I had no clue. I never thought I'd be on this live with my boy, like, talking about this, hopefully helping someone else on their journey. But your story, people are watching you and people are going to hear your story in the future, and your story is going to help them to overcome the impossible, overcome the hurdles that they see in front of them. So that was a part of it too, and I recognize that now is my story is able to bless others.
Yeah, and I think another part is one, what DJ didn't even tell you is after that journey, like, it was rough. Like, we were like, yo, my cat has to get in, like, because we all knew that we had to get in together. And what ended up happening is like he locked in. He unplugged from everything that was distracting him. He did what he had to do. And I've gotten on a number of calls with pre-PTs who are saying, Joseph, I'm doing what I can. I'm trying. I just don't have time. I'm trying to do my job. My man was working 20 plus hours. He had a girl. He had to figure it out, but he also realized who he was doing it for. He realized that he had to do it for his now wife. He had to do it for the people that were supporting him, his crew, his group that had believed in him. Now, he later realized he was a big inspiration for us, but he also had to do it for his family. He had to do it for the people that were back home. He had to do it for the people that were looking up to him as the only person that had ever gotten to that point of education, period. Other young people that were going to be looking up to DJ saying, yo, if DJ did it, if DJ got out of this place right here and he did it, then what's stopping me? So right now for you, I don't know if it's your mother, I don't know if it's a cousin, I don't know if it's family. Like, who are you doing this for? Like, comment below. I know for me, and you've heard my story a little bit, but like a big one for me is my mom. A big one for me has always been my mother. For DJ, it's his family. For DJ, it's also his wife. Another big one for me was also my now fiance. Like, there are people in our lives that we know that when we're at the end of the road, when we feel like, holy freaking crap, like what happened? Like, we know that those are the people we have to fight for. So comment below. Comment below. Like, who are you as a pre-PT, or let's say you're in PT school already, but as a pre-PT, like, who are you doing this for? Who are you doing this for? I know you're going to say me, but like, who do you really want to do this for? Whether it's to inspire them, whether it's to make them proud, whether it's to make sure that they know that their hard-earned money and that their investment in you is worth it. Who are you doing this for? Comment below. Comment below. We want to see it. We want to see it. For me, it was my mother. For me, it was my fiance. For DJ, it was his family. For DJ, it was his wife. For DJ, it was a lot more people than he realized. But who are you doing it for? Because once you realize that, then the conclusion of his story makes even more sense. The conclusion to his story is even more powerful. So what ends up happening, I'll even tell you this part. When the day Gabby, his wife, got accepted into PT school was the same day that Adam Mondak got accepted into PT school. It was the same day Matthew said, my wife and son, that'll be born this Friday. Congratulations, wow. Matthew. Congratulations, Pops. Congratulations, man. And so same day Gabby got into PT school was the same day that Adam Mondak got into PT school. It was the same day that I got into PT school. It was the same day that DJ got into PT school. I'll say that again. All four of us got accepted on the same day. Don't let where you start define where you end. But what you do in between is only up to you. Even for the people that have come through our programs, if you've been mentored by me, if you've been mentored by Casey, if you've been part of our cohort, whatever it is, it still comes down to you. How bad do you want it? But it has to be recognizing who you're doing this for. It has to be recognizing what does it really mean. And if it doesn't mean that much, well, you're not going to put in that much work. If you're slipping up with a class and you're like, holy crap, well, like I tried my best and okay, maybe it doesn't mean enough to you to actually call the teacher and reach out to them. Oh, I don't want to disturb it. Okay, maybe it doesn't mean enough to you. Maybe you failed a semester and you're like, well, dang, like I guess this isn't going to, like, okay, maybe it doesn't mean enough to you. Does it mean enough to you? This isn't a game. This is your entire career. This is the lives of other people that you're impacting. These are people that are looking up to you right now, figuring out, oh, they quit? Oh, shoot, okay. DJ quit, I can quit. You don't even realize it because they're not going to tell you. They're watching you. They're waiting to see what you'll do. And when you're between a rock and a hard place, when you're stuck and you're like, holy crap, like things are not going my way. I'm seeing all my peers get into PT school, and now you're comparing yourself to them. I'm seeing all these people in the pre-doctor physical therapy students page that are talking about interviews. I'm like, oh my goodness, they're getting interviews. They look pretty young. I've been in the game for a long time. Maybe I'm a non-traditional pre-PT student. Maybe I'm a traditional pre-PT student, but like this might be my third time applying, my fourth time applying. Like I'm stuck. You know what? Maybe I should quit. You don't realize who's watching you. Who are you doing this for? What are you doing this for? And then the steps that you're taking. Remember, DJ had to take some pretty drastic steps. He decided, all right, cool. Check it. So it looks like I'm not getting into PT school at this rate. So there's some things that got to go. Basketball's got to go for one. Okay. Number two,
that's crazy.
The way I do all my classes, that's got to change. The way I study, that's got to change. What'd you get that next semester? What GPA did you get that next semester, DJ? Tell him. He got a 4.0. He got a 4.0. Now, don't let that stress you out. Be like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can do it. No, okay, like what I want you to know is you're a lot more capable than what you think. You're a hell of a lot more capable than what you think. So all this man had to do was say, let's fix this thing. I want this bad. I know there's too many people banking on me winning in this, that this means way too dang much to actually just let this slip. maybe I just play another basketball year. Maybe I'll try the same thing again. Maybe it'll just kind of work itself out. Maybe it was just a few hard classes. Maybe that's what it was. But he recognized that there was too many people that were relying on it. And today, as a physical therapist, Eric, good to see you. And today, as a physical therapist, there's a lot of people that have benefited because of his desire to push. DJ, show them a little bit into their future. Talk to us about your first day in PT school. What went through your mind? You walk into PT school, you're like, yo, I remember freshman year. Holy crap. I remember my childhood. I remember everyone that I'm trying to represent, like do this for. I know all my relatives that are watching me. I know who, like my wife, well, my future wife. She wasn't your wife yet. Like my future wife, who I'm doing. Like what went through your mind on your first day in PT school? Because that's where they're gonna be. Yeah. They don't realize it right now. I know right now you're watching this and you're like, yo, I feel stuck right now. I'm like, holy crap, everything's falling apart. I'm trying to apply. Things aren't going right. Like, okay, this is why you needed to listen to this live stream. This is why you're still watching this live right now. This is why you're watching this on a replay right now. But DJ, tell us about your first day in PT school, because they have to hear exactly what they're going to be feeling when they get into PT school.
I'll tell you this. It is a sweet, sweet feeling. I will never forget that feeling. Initially, I was like, yo, what's wrong with me? Because it didn't hit me when I got my acceptance. When I got my acceptance, it hit my wife. She cried. She was in disbelief. She was like, oh my God, are you serious? I can't believe it. No, you're lying. You have to be lying. I mean, she was much prettier than I was just now, while crying.
Was?
But, I mean, yeah, because it happened in the past. Yeah.
Smart man.
F. Scott will check my English on it.
I was like, yo.
Anyway,
so. Stop trying to survive the night.
So, initially it didn't hit me. But when I got to PT school that first day, I was sitting in orientation. I'm flipping through these packets. I'm looking at all the little gizmos and gonies that they gave us, and it hit me. I was looking around the room at all these people, and thinking about the journey that I had to get to PT school. And I thought about how, wow, these people had a journey too, but it wasn't mine. And I thought about all the struggles that I overcame. And the one thing that I kept saying that my wife can attest to, if she can give a, fact check in the background, she'll say it's true, is, she held me in her arms while I just broke down crying, sobbing, in all sincerity. And if I talk about it too much, my eyes are going to water up and I'm going to cry. But, she held me in her arms while I cried and sobbed. And I just said, why me? I don't deserve to be here. I just kept saying I don't deserve to be here. And I shouldn't be here. And yet I was. I had a purpose to fulfill. And that kept me going through PT school. It keeps me going now as a PT when I get frustrated, with the quality of care that's being provided to a lot of patients in our field. The burnout rate of some of our classmates and some of our fellow colleagues in the profession, and that just gets me fired up again. And it's like, this is why I'm doing it, because I'm not supposed to be here, but there's someone that needs me. There's someone that needs me. Not just a pre-PT, not just a current, student PT, but my patients. And so that keeps me going.
I need you guys to comment something below. Whether you believe it, whether you don't, I don't care where you are in your journey. I need y'all to comment, I deserve to be here. It's not about me. Just comment that below. I need you to comment it as a statement to yourself. Comment it as a statement of letting yourself know that this is actually, you're right. And there's so many people that are going to benefit from you going down this path and actually becoming a physical therapist, that it's yours. I deserve to be here, and it's not about me. Comment that. Now, if you don't believe it, still comment anyway, because you have to learn to believe it. I don't think DJ really thought about that until he finally got in. That's why it was so overwhelming at first. That's why it was so overwhelming. It was It was like he finally got it. He was looking back and saying like he was just going through his whole life. He's like, holy crap. Like, I don't think I'm even supposed to be in this spot. And you know, if he shares his story with you guys, you know, later on a little bit more, it's up to him. But really, like it meant a lot, and only DJ can really understand that, because DJ's the only one that's gone through what he's gone through. But a lot of you have felt that. A lot of you have felt that same frustration. A lot of you have felt that same pain. A lot of you have felt that same anxiety. A lot of you are seeing so many other people win that all you can ask yourself is like, when is my time? When's my go round? When's my, to the point where there are so many pre-PTs that are just willing to give in to something that is less than what they want. They will give in to another career, for example, if PT is what they want, just to get that feeling of just like, oh, I accomplished something. But in reality, this is yours. I deserve to be here, and it's not about me. I deserve to be here, and it's not about me. That's why I brought DJ out tonight, because his story is not my story. Now, I had the privilege of watching a good portion of it as a friend, but your story is also not my story. It's not DJ's story. It's yours. So don't look at everybody else and what they're going through. Don't look at the fact that they got accepted faster than you. Don't look at your classmates and what they got popping. Like, it's not, your story is your story. There are certain things about my story that speak to certain people. There are certain things about DJ's story that speak to certain people, but we were all crafted. Our story was written to be able to impact certain people, period. Whether it's patients, whether it's future physical therapists, it doesn't really matter. Maybe it's somebody that's not even in the healthcare profession. Maybe it's a family member. But your story was crafted so that somebody else can be influenced and impacted to win. But if you give up, then that story is void. Like, what's the point in wasting your story just because you're too scared to keep fighting? What's the point in wasting your story just because things don't go your way the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time? I deserve to be here, and it's not about me. If you have to say that out loud until you believe it, good. If you have to write it out as many times until you believe it, good. If you're still struggling, send me a message. Go to contactpreptgrind.com. Send me a message. Be like, yo. Like, I'm trying. I'm stuck. I'm still stuck. But just remember, I like that, Angelica. I definitely deserve to be here. And it's not about me. You all have a great evening. Have a great Tuesday. We'll talk soon. Many blessings.